This episode is brought to you by UltimateAutographs.com. Have you always wanted to start your own collection of authentic signed memorabilia from your favorite athletes? For most guys, these pieces are simply too hard to find and too expensive when you do find them. But on UltimateAutographs.com, there's a new, accessible way to start collecting: live breaks. This innovative approach brings the excitement and accessibility to memorabilia collecting you've been searching for. Here's how easy it is. First, get in the game by buying a spot. Just pick what type of memorabilia you'll want to win and secure it with a simple payment. And right now, if you use our code BENCHME15, BENCHME15, not only will you be supporting the show, but you'll also receive 15% off your first live break entry. Next, watch the excitement unfold live. Be part of the anticipation as we prepare to reveal what's inside the mystery box. If the piece we unveil matches your spot, victory. That piece of history is now yours to keep. So, are you ready to start your own collection of authentic signed jerseys, helmets, and more? Secure your spot, tune in live, and let the fun begin. And don't forget, use our code BENCHME15 and receive 15% off your first live break entry.
Everyone, welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey. As always, joined by my brother, co-host Angel. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Hello, America.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day.
It's a good day today. If you guys could only be in the studio, the moments before or the moments after we say, okay, let's shoot the show.
Yeah,
it's a wild ride.
That's gonna be on what's the
Behind
paywall?
the scenes.
What's the paywall?
Exclusive content.
No, the other one. The
OnlyFans.
The B-roll.
I'm blanking out.
Director's cut.
Patreon.
Patreon.
There it is.
Patreon.
Politics.
Is benched after hours.
We should have a Patreon.
Benched after hours. Just talk about football,
Politics,
before.
food,
movies.
You guys spent a lengthy amount of time on women today. Some feet stuff.
We did.
No, we didn't.
Over the producer's desk, double barrel action. Boom. Registered Packer owner Gabe Tovar, 6'5" and a good day. AJ Woodson.
What up?
Boys, it's your Gabe was right. We proclaimed the cold weather season too soon.
Yeah.
It was hot as balls today.
hot.
We got like 10 more days of this, too.
God.
I just want winter, man.
I know.
But then you know what? If we ever moved to like a real winter, we'd be like, I need 90 in September.
It's too much, man.
Yeah, shoveling snow and all that nonsense.
Yeah, it was hot today.
Thank God we live in SoCal, baby.
Episode 165, Wednesday, October 2nd. Welcome to October. Is it second tomorrow or today?
Yeah, second. Yeah.
Dang, dude. Halloween's on our way. We're
Yes,
cooking
it
up
is.
some costumes, right?
Yes, we are.
We need to get some Halloween decorations in
I
here.
have so many ideas.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
we
a
do.
great
Some
idea.
pumpkins.
Spooky up this place.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Subscribe, turn on those notifications. Thanks so much for joining us 3 times a week, no matter what, all year long. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music, thanks for joining the audio version of the podcast.
Audio. I'm not doing it anymore.
Sorry, we're cracking up at something Gabe said.
I'm done with it.
No. That one.
Moving on. Instagram, X, TikTok. Our social media platforms. Make sure you check out all of those for different. We're putting up all sorts of stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
The top 10 list will be up there that Angel releases today. That'll be up there. Clips from the show. I just went ahead and put a whole clip from the show today. I put all of Monday's bananas up on Instagram. Different stuff going on.
What's a
Benchies.
banana?
Sorry.
If you're an original bench warmer, you know what a
last
banana
year was
is.
called Bananas, and then all these people came and joined the show and told us how to run our own freaking show. Now it's called Monday's Benchies. Because, to be fair, no one knew what we were talking about.
But we knew what we were
But
talking
me and Angel had a great time.
Derek knew.
Like we said, the currency was
Derek? What's up,
wild
D?
with the bananas. So
Yeah. So make sure you follow us on all those platforms. Search at Bench Show, and of course check out benchshow.com, home of the Bench Beat, articles on fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. So we're entering October, boys, and there's some birthdays.
Birthdays.
First one is, I know she's dating someone famous. I don't remember who.
Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens. Miss Livy Dunn, 22 years old.
Livy Dunn.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. There you go, Ainge.
LSU gymnast.
What? Gabe, I thought you'd be.
I know.
Now you know. No, that was a bad picture, the first one. That's wrong.
Why'd you do the zoo? How come we didn't start with these?
That's the
Joey
difference between me and you guys.
Joey
This is
sent
my
me
picture.
this one.
I was like,
Nice and tame. Nice and tame, nothing weird.
We went and got the real pictures.
AJ went and got another picture. Oh, God.
God bless Livy
This is
Dunn.
my fault.
Man.
This is my fault.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Whatever you have going on, let go. Because also, happy birthday, Jimmy Carter, 100 years old. That'll water you down, huh?
I don't want to be 100 years old ever.
He's 100 years old.
What does he do for
He's like one sneeze away. A good sneeze.
his full day now lasts 6 hours. Like he's asleep for the rest of the day.
That
No,
is sun up to sundown for him.
fuck that. Just kill me, dude. I don't need 100 years old.
Happy birthday, Brie Larson, 35 years old.
Oh, there you go, Gabe.
Captain-
There you go, man.
Captain Marvel.
That's one of her stuff. Yeah,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel, yeah.
She's a good actor.
She responded
21
me
Jump
one
Street.
time. on
Happy
Instagram.
birthday to the great Julie Andrews.
Oh,
yeah.
89 years
The
old.
Queen
Julie
of Geneva.
Andrews.
Right?
Genova.
Genova.
Genovia.
Sounded pretty stupid right there.
Sorry to all my Princess Diaries fans out there.
Geneva's a real place.
Queen of Geneva.
Damn.
And then last one here. Happy birthday, Zach Galifianakis. Is that how I say it right?
Galifianakis.
Galifianakis.
One of my
was it
favorite
between the ferns or
Between
what is it
two
called?
Between the
ferns.
ferns.
There it is.
And
Happy
then-
birthday to those guys. October birthdays just feel like fun,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
mean,
I'm glad my birthday.
We have one here.
Oh yeah, when's your birthday, AJ?
October 12th coming up.
October 12th. I thought it's gonna be a
Next week.
special show.
Special show.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a great show.
Yep.
I guarantee you, I'm not gonna remember until you sit down. Like, hey, it's my birthday.
Balloons.
Happy birthday.
Rabbis.
All right, let's get into the news. All right, the news is brought to you by UltimateAutograph.com. Go check them out. Use our code. Get 15% off when you use that code. Get yourself a signed helmet.
Something.
All sorts of stuff. Also, Dad Gang. Might as well shout that out. Go, AJ, go to your camera. AJ's wearing a great Dad Gang hat today. All sorts of styles. If you are from Mexico, they just released the Alex Verdugo version. Baseball player, Mexican baseball player, and it's the Mexican flag colors.
On
nice.
on Dad Game?
On Dad Gang.
Wow, that's really cool.
Go check that out.
Very
Use our
cool.
code. Get 15% off there as well. Let's get to the news here, boys. Jared Goff had an incredible Monday
he
night
did.
game.
Wowzers.
Just when Angel was starting to doubt him.
No, I said he needed a performance like this, and he heard me.
Jared Goff went 18 for 18, setting an NFL record for most pass attempts without an incompletion, and absolutely balled out in Detroit as the Lions took care
Yeah.
of the Seattle Seahawks.
It was a great performance by the Lions, and I said this for the previous show. I'm like, he needs to show one of these games, and he did. Now I'm like, yeah, this is why you fear the Lions, because they ran the ball, then Goff can just do this off play action, and he's perfect. Like, he was literally perfect off of this. It was awesome.
Amon-Ra balled out. Jameer Gibbs had a big day.
Montgomery had the run of the year. Did you see the Montgomery run?
he's
Oh
just-
my God.
He's the most unappreciated offensive player in the NFL.
He bounces off a guy, then goes all the way to his left. He just is, he's underappreciated.
If and when they lose him, it's going to be very noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gibbs is nice. Gibbs is
But
nice.
still.
Yeah. Shout out to the Bears. Just let him go.
Hey, Jared Goff also caught a touchdown yesterday.
Yeah.
And I saw
On
a
a
stat.
very nice pass.
I
by
saw
the
a
way.
stat. He now has one receiving touchdown. That's more than Deebo
Say it.
Samuel,
Say a piece
Brandon
of crap.
Aiyuk,
Sam
Travis
Laporta,
Kelce,
their own freaking
Laporta.
tight end.
Yep.
Kyle Pitts, I'm sure.
Kyle.
Wait, no, Kyle Pitts is one.
Oh, he does have a touchdown.
But yeah, it was a big day for Jared Goff.
Yeah, Goff. If he can get
Good boy.
the Lions, man, if they get Goff rolling, good luck stopping them.
Interested to see what this does to your top 10. Because you were dropping them with a bullet. Does that work the other way?
No,
I don't know. You were dropping them pretty quickly.
I think they only fell like
Dropping
three.
him like a deuce.
Yeah, dropping them like a deuce.
We'll find out later.
The Cowboys are putting defensive end Demarcus Lawrence on IR today due to a foot injury. Just in case you did know, he was still playing, although not affecting very many games. He'll be out at least 4 games. Tough blow for Dallas, says Jordan Schultz, not me, who will also likely be without Micah Parsons for a game. He has a great podcast. So Demarcus Lawrence going to miss games. You tell me what you think about him missing for the Cowboys, because I think you know how I feel about this.
Yeah, well, that defense that defense wasn't great as it is. Now
No.
they're just gonna be even worse. Like,
All that being said, he is one of the better players on that defense.
him. It's Micah, then Lawrence, and then obviously Diggs in that secondary. But yeah, they're already bad against the run, and they weren't really doing great things. And now without them, it's a tough look. To a lot of shootouts in Dallas.
What are they, 2-2? 1-3?
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
NFC
Average.
is just a disappointing vision so far.
Well, I mean, this defense now without
Quinn.
Deron Bland is hurt.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs he got hurt last
Yeah.
game, and
For
then,
some reason, they
Parsons.
just said, Stephon Diggs, we don't need him.
Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore. We don't need him.
Yeah.
You know where he's at? Minnesota.
Minnesota. Playing very good football, I might add.
But they just
There's going to be a
can't afford
lot
him.
of points scored in these divisional matchups.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles are really
same
right
team.
now. The Cowboys defense sucks. The Giants defense sucks all the way around. And the worst defense in the division is leading the division.
Worst defense in the league, maybe.
Yeah. Like, it's a bad division. It's
Yeah.
a very bad division right now. We'll see if anyone emerges. But moving on here to the Packers, the Pack Show. The Pack
Attack.
Pack Attack.
Pack Attack.
Pack Attack. Wide receiver Christian Watson has a
one
high
calls him
ankle
that.
sprain. I'm told it's a mild one, and he's unlikely to land on the AR. So Watson with a little bit of a scare there. Gabe, be honest. If he missed any games, would it affect the offense very much?
I like when he's on the offense, but yeah, probably not.
Nobody would notice.
It did look a whole lot worse, though.
Listen,
than what
we talked a lot about these receivers in the offseason, and I feel like we haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
Is anyone emerging? I guess
Yes.
Reed, Kraft.
Reed looks good.
Reed
Kraft
is great.
looks-
Kraft had one good game, right?
No, he's had multiple good games.
Kraft, I think Reed and Kraft are the guys. Dobbs, you know what? I don't see enough.
Yeah, Dobbs you don't hear his name. And
Yeah,
but Wicks had a
Tell you
great
what-
game.
Tell you what,
I called the Dobbs thing before the season.
Reed
He's
is
not a guy.
Reed is very good.
Yeah.
Reed is. I don't even know who to compare him. He's a very good wideout.
Reed is very good. I've heard the comparison to Tyreek. I think that's a little strong.
He's a little Debo in him.
Yeah.
Like he could do everything, but he's a better route runner than Debo. But yeah, Reed's very good. Reed's your number one. Even though it's not a typical number
The
one.
offense is a little bit better with what. With
Okay, you
Watson.
guys need to chill on the Tucker Kraft thing. Before last night, he had no more than 2 catches for the rest of the season.
Well, no, I'm not talking about just what he does on that end too. He's
breaking out at a blocker.
Great blocker.
Okay, that's not what I was talking about. Any other breakout blockers on the team?
Get his block rate up. See what's like.
A tight end needs to be a great blocker. He's
You knew that's
great.
not what I was talking about, right? Someone breaking out as a premier blocking tight end.
Okay.
Are you mad at me?
Coming from the guy that says stats are crap. Now you're going to use stats.
Are we getting to the Purdy thing again? You want to do this?
Just saying.
No. I can only take so much hate in one time period, one fortnight.
Let's move on to the story of the day. Okay, let's not bury the lead here.
Yeah.
And that is former Pack Attack star Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams has informed the team that he is preferred to be traded per Mike Garofalo. Nothing's imminent, he said, but situation is something to watch. And that's what we first heard. Well, to be honest, what we first heard was that Antonio Pierce liked a tweet that of some fan that said Davante Adams has played his last snap with the Raiders. Antonio Pierce liked it, which premier head coaching.
Such a good head coach there. Such a good move.
And then Kay Adams asked Davante about
Kay
that.
Adams, shout out to Kay Adams.
We love you,
Friend of the
Kay.
show.
Friend of the show.
She did some good journalism and had Davante Adams on there the next day and just asked him what's the situation. And DA did a classic "I'm mad at my team" thing. Haven't heard from him.
That sucks.
I wonder if this is actually how it goes. They just stopped calling each other.
I know why Aaron Rodgers and him got along. They're both the same type of douchebag superstar.
A little while later, this tweet came out from Jordan Schultz. Davante Adams has been considering a trade request out of Las Vegas for weeks. Last season, his camp even approached the team about potential change of scenery, but made no official request. Adams is aware that his contract makes a trade possible, and he has few preferred destinations if the Raiders decide to move him. The Jets, of course, are one of those teams. Then we got the most. I feel like Adam Schefter needs to have some self-respect.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like, bro, you're such a tool in the hands of teams. Sometimes Adam Schefter posts ESPN sources, okay, which means
him,
people from the Raiders, okay, or maybe even Antonio Pierce himself.
Okay.
Raiders have informed other teams that they would consider, in quotes, we'll consider it.
Consider it.
Trading Davante Adams for a package that would include a second-round pick and additional compensation. That's where we stand right now. Teams, I'm sure, lining up to get this guy. Plenty left in the tank. Definitely a game changer.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't know, I think he's held it out there enough. I think he's been a good sport enough. Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. The Raiders tanked this season when they decided not to get aggressive about a quarterback and capitalize on all the momentum they had coming out last year. Just to roll in and think, yeah, we can do it with Gardner Minshew because Antonio's really good at getting people to play tough.
Yeah. And remember, he came to the Raiders to play with his college teammate, Derek Carr.
I can't get that out of my head now.
Then they got
the Raiders.
then they got rid of Derek Carr. Then he's kind of stuck in the spot where he's like, yeah, I want to be a Raider, but I'm going to be a Raider with my buddy. And then his buddy left, Derek Carr.
He didn't even get the full season with
No,
Derek Carr.
because and then Josh
benched him,
because
like-
Josh McDaniels was part of that,
Yep.
and now he's an
your boy.
idiot.
I can't believe he left. He left for the Raiders. Now that I think about it, like what do you think is worse, Davante leaving for the Raiders or Tyreek leaving for the Dolphins?
Oh, Davante for the Raiders.
Yeah,
Fuck it, the Dolphins have a lot more problems than.
Dolphins have a lot of problems.
But
The quarterback might retire.
The problems were a little more
Yeah, I was-
evident.
yeah, I was gonna say,
when the
when it
decision was
happened.
made.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek has had some great seasons in Miami. Devonta, I guess he had a good season.
Yeah,
too.
he's just held back so much. We saw in the wide receiver documentary on Netflix how much he just hated those wideouts. Jimmy G's because Jimmy G's just bad.
He seems unbearable.
And then Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell are just like, you're just backup quarterbacks who they're trying to mass as franchise guys. It's just, yeah, I get it. And I don't even blame him. Just get out, dude. Like, you're 31. You want to, he won a championship with you guys, right?
Oh, he hasn't.
No.
He wasn't on that team with Aaron Rodgers?
2014 was his.
Oh, so, okay. So, yeah, I don't blame him at all. Randy Moss left.
He's gonna go ring hunting. He's going. He's going.
I
to go to
have a
contender.
list of teams that have been mentioned as possible locations. I want you guys to give me the 1 to 5 hotness rate, 5 being the hottest place to go. Ready? Here we go. Starting off, I have, of course, the one that we've been talking about for a couple years now, the New York Jets with his boy, that bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
5.
That's a 5.
Do it. We gotta see Rodgers.
Hotness rate.
It's a 5.
Yeah.
It's clearly a 5.
That's gotta be it.
This one's interesting. The Baltimore Ravens.
That'd be fun.
That's a 4 just because he would look sick in that uniform.
With the black visor.
Yeah.
Angels kind of
That's
convinced me a
very
little bit
true.
this year. Angels convinced me that no matter what the Ravens do, they still probably wouldn't be. This
That's
wouldn't
where
be
my
the
mind
answer.
would go. Like,
Yep.
yeah, he'd look cool. Fantasy-wise, it'd be worthless.
I think last game Lamar threw it 19 times or something. Like I don't really think that's I mean, I'm sure
We need to look at these MVPs he's been getting. Because I feel like...
I've been saying this. I said this all
Okay, let's
offseason.
take a sidetrack.
I feel like with all the talent there, it's supposed to work on paper, but it probably wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
you
So
know
I'm,
what?
I'm
Screw
going to
it.
say 2.
One.
I'm
Two,
gonna say
okay.
2.
One. Yeah.
Too safe.
Yeah, it's a hotness way. It's total.
Yeah.
It's totally whatever you want to make it.
Yeah, too
There's
safe,
no
too safe,
difference.
too safe.
Okay, the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's 5.
It will
4,
not happen,
10.
but 7.
That's
It won't happen. I mean,
that's 4.
one of these player podcasts came out and said like it's going to happen.
The Chiefs.
I don't think there's a chance in hell the
It's
Raiders
so
trade him
cheap to go
the
get
Chiefs.
Kendrick Bourne or somebody
Aren't the
like
Chiefs
that.
playing the Raiders in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
And just the interdivisional thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
He's not going to do it. Okay, the Buffalo Bills.
I think it's a same
know what?
scenario, just a lot less.
For me, that's a 2.
They're doing just
Yeah.
fine without a star.
like-
wideout.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just kind of what they're doing,
Yeah.
right? Not having
They're
a
trying
star.
to avoid that. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a
Pittsburgh Steelers.
They could use them, but like the Ravens, they
I think
don't
it's
throw
the
the
same
ball
thing.
that
They're
much.
not going to throw the ball a lot.
I think that might be the most impactful of places you can go, besides the Chiefs.
Like change the team.
Yeah, I think he would mean the most to them.
You know what they could do? Pittsburgh. Oh no, they wouldn't trade Pickens. Never mind. I would say if you trade,
I've seen that
I
mock.
have a
That'd
better
be
landing
that'd be
spot.
foolish. Hold on, I'm not done with the thing. Dallas Cowboys.
no 0, no, -0.
No, that would help.
That would be
help.
yeah. I'm with Gabe here.
It definitely would help.
If you look for a championship,
no one would be happy about it, but it definitely would
If
help.
you're looking for a championship, imagine Jerry Jones' comments with Davante Adams' attitude. Like it'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
The Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
And
back to the Pack
I
attack.
think they've restarted.
Back to Lambeau.
I think
Well,
Davante's-
no, Gabe. If they said if they called you up and said, hey, well, they don't ask for Reed, but they asked for 2 of Dobbs, Wicks, and Watson.
They want 2 of those guys.
2 of those guys.
Like you can choose which one
You
which
do it
one
in a
you wanna.
second. Stop lying.
Take Wicks and Watson. I'm gonna roll with route runners and whatever Reed is right now.
That's a Packer owner who said that.
Look, that's
inside information.
That's authority, dude.
But Adams is very clear on how he feels about it, so probably not.
So hotness rate, I think we're all at a 5 there. No, Packers.
Packers?
Yeah, it
I'm
would
not
be
too
a
high.
lot of fun. It would
I'd be
a lot
very
of fun.
excited about that. That'd be pretty impactful
That'd be
for a Super Bowl race. You're talking Super Bowl implications.
You know what
there.
that is true.
I mean, Adams and Reed.
Adams, Reed, and then one of those other guys in the slot.
That'd be nice.
And then Tucker Kraft with 2 catches a game. It's going to be unstoppable.
That'd be nice.
Imagine Tucker Kraft blocking for that team. Okay, last one, hotness rate. I hope it's a 0 for all you guys. It's staying put with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Get out.
No one wants to see that, right?
No, it's like seeing Randy Moss on the Raiders. It's just bad. The Raiders don't know how to handle this stuff.
I saw one more team, the LA Chargers.
Yeah, it's right. That's not on my list.
I think we're not talking about the best landing spot for him here.
Let's do Chargers real quick. I'll do a
For
I'll do a
impactful?
4.
Yeah, it's about a
I'll do a
4.
4. So they got nobody.
Yeah, that's a good fit.
What you got, Gabe?
A better team for him to go to, the Eagles. Eagles have been
I
looking
actually just
for
saw
that.
that.
They've been looking for that wide receiver 3. He's
not-
obviously not a wide receiver 3, but you want to talk about when all is healthy. Adams, Brown on opposite sides
It wouldn't.
with Smith in the slot.
I could see it happening. The only thing is we just gave up a third.
Yeah.
For DeHaan
I don't know
Johnson.
what we have to give.
But this is just like the Phillies front office, though. We're going to find a way to bring in a guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pumped about it, and I think it's not out of the question. But having just given up a third, whether or not he's done well or not is not even impactful. Just that's a lot of assets at receiver.
Would you cripple like your future to bring him in for this year just to make a Super Bowl run?
That's not even really our style.
Yeah, I don't think we would.
Washington's nice too.
Yeah, Washington.
3-1. You know, they're 3-1.
Washington be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
Washington's
thought
nice.
guys would be more higher on Philly.
Honestly, every
There's a lot of
team.
places you can go.
Honestly,
Yeah, there's a lot of places you can go. That's good.
A lot of teams
Let's
would like
pull out the list.
It's going to be a fun.
speculate wildly.
It's going to be a fun deadline because it's all receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're hearing a lot of
Ooh,
Amari,
the Bengals.
Amari Cooper action. Who called Amari Cooper, by the way?
I think
Yeah, well
Yeah,
done.
and then-
I heard that here
Oh,
first.
no, that was Terrell.
that
That was
Terrell.
Terrell, yeah.
Shout out to Terrell. Cortland Sutton obviously might be available.
Yeah.
D-Hop.
D-Hop.
Christian Kirk.
I'm hoping for a little Tyreek Hill action. That might be kind of fun.
Back to the Chiefs.
Christian Kirk. That might be interesting.
Oh, I heard.
Jaden Reed.
Yeah, there's like there's a ton of then every off. No,
I'm just kidding. No. I was playing. Who?
No, there's always like the middling wilds. Like we still haven't seen Mechie get traded. We haven't seen
Right.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton.
Treylon Burks.
Slayton from the Giants. He's been rumored for years.
Yeah.
So there's wideouts out there for sure.
I've seen Brandon Ayuk. How stupid would
That
that
would-
be to go through this whole thing and then just trade him?
No, he's staying.
No team's picking that up, too.
No,
if they
he's-
weren't trading for him, then
He's been unbearable.
It's
I'm surprised we didn't talk about. Did you guys hear about that shorts?
Yeah.
That was-
If you haven't seen it, I'll play the video now.
Oh, my
He showed up
goodness.
to shorts in red shorts when the entire team is wearing black shorts. Coach Shanahan goes to tell him to take them off. He throws a noticeable hissy fit there, throws his gloves, tries to kick his cleats, all that, and just kind of acts like
I saw people defending him, being like, "It's just
Total
shorts." It's like, no, it's not
BICH.
just shorts, bro. It's you trying to.
He's
send a
unbearable. I wouldn't
message.
want him in my
He's
team.
been benched by this coaching staff before. Like, he was put in the doghouse pretty early into his second season.
Yeah.
That was when Debo had the breakout.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think he got 0 snaps first game of the season, and then
Well,
he
they
had to
put
work his
themselves
way
in a
back.
tough position now because they can't.
They
paid
signed
him.
Yeah.
Signed him. Now you got to roll with this guy.
Jeez.
but back to Davante Adams though. The Jets, please do it. The Jets need that too.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it soon, so keep an eye out for that. We'll try to update as fast as we can on the channel once that does happen because that's going to be big news, or any of these big wide receivers. Should be a lot of fun. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Week 5, can you believe it? Week 5 of Angels Heavenly Top 10. I think there's going to be a lot of movement on this one because it was a wild weekend in the NFL. Be right back. This segment is brought to you by Dad Gang Hats. Dad Gang makes the highest quality hats in the apparel industry because they use premium materials, pay close attention to detail, and prioritize durability and comfort. With so many styles, colors, and designs, they absolutely have the right hat for you and the dad in your life. Use code BENCHED76826. That's BENCHD 76826 for 15% off your first purchase. Shop Dad Gang Hats, quality hats for quality dads.
Angels Heavenly 10.
All right, guys, let's get into Angels Heavenly 10, week number 5, as the season is officially a quarter of the way over. Let's see where we are on each of these teams. Entering the top 10 at 3-1 with a big win in prime time, Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, another number 2 overall pick. It's a rookie phenom. Love to see it. The 3-1 defense isn't great, but the offense is literally the best, probably the best in football, or if not the top 5, top 3. It's very good.
Getting absolutely shafted by Angel. The Philadelphia Eagles dropped down to number 9 after losing.
Shafted by our defense.
It's
losing with none of their players playing.
Oh, the defense is bad, and the offense just their direction. They're just kind of directionless right now, but I think they'll bounce back. But yeah, they're bad right now. They're not great
about that
right
one.
now. Yeah.
Steelers get their first loss. They go to number 8, but I think still looking pretty solid in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Steelers were good. You know, I liked what I saw from Fields when they were down, that they had the ability to catch up. I know they didn't win, but they were only 3 points away. So yeah, I think they're still a good team.
Pack Attack 2-2, number 7.
Yeah, played well. Jordan Love was 1 week too soon, but even with that, they almost came back against Minnesota. Good team.
Texans go to 3-1. They stay at number 6.
Yeah, Stroud with a 2-minute drive to win the game. It's just They beat a team that they were supposed to beat 3-1.
Shout out Nico Collins.
Yeah, well, maybe the best wide in the league.
At number 5, Bucks 3-1. Baker Mayfield. I know one of your favorite teams in the league.
I might call them giant killers. They beat the Commanders, Lions, and Eagles. And they're just really good. They're underrated.
Chiefs finally out of the top spot after how many weeks? Even though they're 4-0.
Yeah.
They dropped to number 4.
Insane.
I just don't know how they're going to do it. Unless, as of right now, I don't know how you can win a championship with Sky Moore as your number 1 wideout. It's just, I just don't see it. I don't know how they do it.
Buffalo Bills at number 3, 3-1.
Yeah, tough loss. Weird loss. Ravens kind of had that game in control the whole, from the first quarter, so it's weird. But they're still a good team.
At number 2, you got the Lions also at 3-1.
Lions are a good team. They're a good team.
Big win on Monday night. And a new number 1, the Sam Darnold, Kevin O'Connell, Aaron Jones. Don't forget about Justin Jefferson. Minnesota Vikings. Go Skull.
Their defense is playing phenomenal. Offense is playing great. Sam Darnold struggled because they were up so much that they didn't really know how to take the foot. Like they kind of let the foot off the gas a little bit. But they're a good team, dude. They were up on the Packers fast.
That is Angels Heavenly Top 10 for week number 5. A lot of movement. I think right off the bat, a couple of things I want to talk about. But let's go to the producer's desk first. Guys, what stands out to you in a shocking manner?
Came in here ready to not be surprised if the Eagles weren't even on this list.
What?
I understand we're down our offensive stars, but this defense is arguably as bad, if not worse, than what we saw at the start of last season. We are begging teams to pass on us.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit of a prisoner of the moment with this Eagles defense take. Last week, they stopped a team that we were raving about has scored in every offensive possession they've had, the New Orleans Saints. They stopped them last week. They played terrible this week.
To be fair, the Saints scored all those points on the Panthers, and the Cowboys defense, who we were that's
not the conversation we're having. They score in every single. I don't care who you're playing. A lot of teams have played bad teams. They score in every single offensive possession. Then they shut down the Saints, and now it's the other way. I think it's a little bit prisoner of the moment.
Nah, they're hurt at major positions, and their defense has been healthy, and their defense isn't. They're underperforming, and Kellen Moore, your coordinators just don't give me confidence. But you're still a good team. I think your talent will overcome the questionable coaching when you guys are fully healthy.
Yeah, the injury thing's interesting. So what injuries?
Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown.
Okay, so stuff
that
your
best players are.
Stuff that's going to be over pretty quickly. Those are pretty.
I mean,
after a bye week, it's a concussion, it's an ankle, and another concussion. That's going to be.
Here's a question to answer.
To drop them for that.
Are we currently playing better than any team ahead of us on this list? Better than
any of these players ahead of us. I mean, I just don't know how you drop them 7 spots. You know what I'm saying? Last week you thought they were. Last week you thought, where were they last week? 4, 5, 3?
Yeah, I think
3.
They're in the top 5. And so in 1 week, all of a sudden they're not as good as these teams. They lose in the last. I don't know. I think that's a little much for 1 week.
I think I struck a nerve with you. I think that's what happened. But no, You know what? I don't think the coordinators are. Maybe they're young and they are hurt. I mean, not young. Their coordinators are new. But Kellen Moore, I don't think I don't know.
You have teams ahead of them that have been smoked, really bad, just like the Eagles had. But none of them have dropped so far.
But you guys have injuries, and you don't know if
the injuries are 1 or 2 week things. It's no
you don't know that.
We're not. You think we're losing Devontae Smith and Lane Johnson for the year for concussions?
Teams have been all there's teams that just keep getting right now they're not better than the Steelers or the Texans, the Packers because
they beat the Packers.
I said right now. If they play them right now, the Packers would win because you're so hurt. I'm saying this is week 5.
The Packers quarterback is hurt.
As of week 5, they're not as good because they're hurt all over the place.
Where are they hurt all over the place? They're hurt at receiver and tackle. Who else is hurt?
Those are your best players.
Right, they're concussions. They're going to be back. Where are these devastating injuries?
A.J. Brown's hamstring. That's not a concussion. That's terrifying because you've seen people.
Stop.
A soft tissue injury.
That's terrifying?
Yes, it is.
I think you're reaching for that one. I think you're a prisoner of the moment with the Eagles because it's easy to be down the Eagles.
Who would you have them over?
I don't know. You're the one who had them higher before. You're the one that has to justify dropping them past all these teams now.
I told you why. You just don't accept the reason that you guys are hurt. Yes, you're just we're
behind a team the Packers that we beat.
If you feel that way, then
We're behind two teams that have been blown out this season very recently, really badly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just I think it's a little much after 1 week.
okay, Eagle fan. I think they're properly placed.
The Chiefs, I guess. I mean, even though they're like struggling at the moment, they're still an undefeated team. There's still no doubt when people play against the Chiefs that like the Chiefs are going to be like the favorite, even against a team that's hot like the Lions and the Bills.
I
think dropping them's fine, just not that dramatic.
Last week, they beat the Chargers. That was a good team. Chargers were out. Their second best lineman, Derwin James. I think it's just that win was good. But moving forward, unless they make a trade, I'm like, I don't see how they're gonna. Yeah. I know they do it a lot, but
did you make this mistake with the Packers though? Like project how the injuries were gonna affect, and then it was wrong with the Packers, and they're actually just fine and they can weather the storm.
Yeah.
If we're gonna believe that about anybody, isn't the Chiefs who did a lot of this without Rashee Rice and Pacheco last year?
Well, they did it with Rashee Rice last year.
Actually, a lot of it without Rashee Rice and Pacheco last year.
It is a projection, but this you could say this is like the worst version of pass catchers that Mahomes has ever had.
As the guy who was begging for the Bills to be ahead of the Chiefs in a week where the Bills get embarrassed like that and the Chiefs still win, I don't know how we now swap them. I don't see a world where the Chiefs are below the Bills at this point. I understand it's projections. We've had injuries.
It's just
at this point, I don't see how the Chiefs are below the Bills.
Yeah, that's just how. I mean, unless they get some help, I don't trust the wideouts because they led the league. I know they won championship last year, but that's a championship run. You can't duplicate that. Nothing's the same every year. This is the worst collection of pass catchers that Mahomes has ever had.
So let's say we get a tweet right now. They trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Where do they go on this list?
Yeah, but that's if they trade for him. As of right now, as of week 5, like they don't have these guys. It's just Sky Moore and whoever else they.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
Xavier Worthy.
Okay, well I'm still. It's a projection too. So you're just mad because the Eagles are number 9. I can feel the heat.
No, we're talking. You dropped the Chiefs. You dropped the Chiefs below the Bills.
It's a projection because as of right now, they don't have any Hopkins. Don't have any of these guys. They're number ones. Like after they lost Rashee Rice that game, they struggled to move the ball. That's why I'm like saying this.
Yeah, I think they're just going to keep winning because that's what they've done. Like I don't know, is it winning or like what is like the main criteria of your list? You would say.
It's winning and then projection on to next week. That's why the Eagles are low. Because they're 2-2, but they're banged up right now. The Chiefs are banged up at wideout, and that's where they're relying on a undersized wideout and a 35-year-old Travis Kelce. That scares me. No matter, yes, Travis Kelce's a Hall of Famer, but that scares me.
Also played really well last week.
I know. I'm just he up to last week he didn't play well. So can he keep this up the whole season and the postseason, or because he's 35 years old? Xavier Worthy, he's great, talented. He's also like a rookie, undersized wideout. There's worry. That was what worries me, and they struggled to score last week. I just got to see a couple weeks to believe it again.
Anything else, guys? I got the Commanders. I think is interesting, sneaking into number 10. I don't know.
They're probably the hottest team in football. They're playing lights out offensively, like the best offensive football. They haven't punted in 2 games.
Who did they jump? Do you know? Do you have your list last week?
Yeah, Seattle.
Seattle
disappointed me,
man.
Seattle disappointed me a little bit.
This Commanders defense is so bad.
I think the offense is so good that it does warrant them a spot on this. I mean, they've won 3 in a row. They came out losing week 1. They've won 3 in a row.
I guess that's why you have them at 10, though.
That's exactly. They're going to be anywhere on the list. It's 10. They can't be any higher than 10.
Because you're really high on them, but at any point that could just fall apart.
Yeah, it's a rookie quarterback. Yeah, but they literally haven't punted in 2 games. It's I don't understand how their offense is so good when it's just a rookie quarterback, Scary Terry, then a bunch of random. I mean, not Brian Robinson, but a bunch of random wideouts, and Zach Ertz is still out there. It's just it's surprising and crazy that Jaden Daniels is this good this fast.
I mean, I don't know if I have any. You have anything else?
I mean, I'm okay with most of it. The
Vikings are the best team in the NFL.
Vikings, I never thought.
Vikings look fantastic.
Everyone has the Vikings. I want to see them lose, and then we're going to see who they break. Because I've seen all these lists. It's very safe to have the Vikings at number 1. Everyone's high on them. The narrative's there. No one's going to go after you. I want to see if they lose to a good team. Then I want to see who really believes in the Vikings. Because, they jump up, though, from, I don't know where they were before.
They were number 4?
Yeah, so all the way up to number 1. That's a huge jump. And I think warranted. One of the best defenses, unstoppable offense.
Yeah.
Getting healthier.
We, somewhat call this, but we didn't call this. We didn't call them being, incredible on defense and incredible on offense with Sam Darnold. It's crazy. Vikings have I can't wait to see what they do next year with J.J. McCarthy back and healthy and Sam Darnold a free agent.
That's a big question, though, if they're even going to let Sam Darnold walk. If he goes out there and has just an all-pro year, why would you let him walk?
McCarthy's young, right? He could just sit a couple years, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I do have one question. Where are the Ravens?
They're 2-2. They were at 11.
They blew out the Bills.
Impressive win. Maybe the most impressive win of the week.
It's honestly, that was their first impressive win of the. I'm a big Ravens guy. I just gotta see more. That offensive line played well, but I gotta see. I gotta see a little more.
That's just wild to me. They were on this list at 0-2.
Yeah,
and
aren't
on this list at 2-2. So they were on this list at 0-2, won,
but there's other good
and
teams.
then blew a team out, and then find their way off the list.
But there's other good teams on this list too.
Shocking.
Yeah, I'd take the Ravens over the Commanders and the Seahawks. I think they look so good. They blew out the Bills. Bills were about to take your number 1 spot. They're about to do that.
Bills were surprising,
they blew them out. That I think they need to be back on the list. Look at the quarterbacks on this list, man. Jared Goff.
I was just about to say.
Sam Darnold,
it's the year
Jared
of the
Goff,
game manager.
Baker Mayfield, Malik Willis for
Mahomes is
a
a game
season.
manager at this point in his career.
No one saw Fields on this list this year. Shout out to all you great football fans. Jaden Daniels there as well. The quarterback list is nuts. Joe Burrow off this list. Lamar Jackson off this list. It's been a wild season.
You know what? Just real quick for 1 and 2. At this point, which quarterback would you take, Jared Goff or Sam Darnold?
Give me the one you don't want. I think they're both
right.
They're both really
it's crazy.
They're both.
But those
really
are the top 2 teams. Yeah, it's just quarterbacks are just. I don't know what it is, but they're not paying a lot for Sam Darnold. They're obviously not paying a lot for Jared Goff. The highest paid guys aren't.
I tell you what the Vikings have going for them is I think besides the Chiefs, they have the best coaching staff in the NFL.
Yeah, Brian
Flores and O'Connell. There's no one besides the Chiefs because Spags and Reed have done it so long.
Yeah,
there's no one touching with that. So I think they have some staying power on the top of this list and on the top of the division and probably eventually on top of the NFC.
That NFC North, good luck, dude.
Bears are playing better. Lions have been good. Packers once Love gets healthy, they're gonna be right up there with them.
That's a great. I think all 4. The Bears are. I think 3 of the 4 will make the playoffs. That's a good division because no one saw the Vikings being this good, and the Lions are still the Lions, and the Packers are good. Packers are always good.
I want to take a quick list now that we're a quarter way through the season. How our projections have been going. I think I'll put this up on the screen as well. Your Week 1 list. I think it's actually pretty good. The teams I think you missed on here. Obviously, none of us saw coming. Maybe except me. The 49ers. They're struggling. Brandon Aiyuk's absolute diva.
We haven't talked about this yet. I don't know why we've talked about this. CMC has tendonitis in both legs.
Is he done?
I don't know. We haven't talked about this. I don't know why. That's terrible. Tendonitis in both legs.
And apparently it started last year too, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just
so
something that just
he had
happened.
the calf strain week 17. He heard it week 17, didn't play week 18, and then came back for the playoffs. Just played through it, and it continued all offseason.
Is he done?
I don't know how you come back and
That
play
is
at a
crazy.
Yeah, that sounds something like it's something chronic and not going to go away anytime soon.
Imagine the people that drafted him.
Both legs. No, and then the Niners
He's tanked some fantasy
The
teams
Niners
for sure.
just extended him, so now you're tied to him finationally.
It's a disaster for them because they didn't win with him.
Yeah.
And they ran him into the ground and they didn't win.
And then Hargrave just out for the season. I know Debo came back, but still
he's getting older and he can't stay healthy though.
You've
got the CMC situation.
Yep.
You've got Aiyuk being a bum and other receivers playing above him.
Yep.
Or Juwan Jennings playing better than him.
Yep.
Ricky Pearsall's on his way back.
He's got shot.
You don't know. I mean, he could come in and take. So you've paid CMC. You paid Aiyuk, and that's what a wild situation.
It looks like this is a window closing. That's what it looks and feels like.
Yeah.
We're going to learn a lot about Brock Purdy, or at least what they believe about Brock Purdy going forward here.
They are going to learn a lot about
yeah,
Brock
very
Purdy.
true. Ravens, obviously, I don't know how to judge the Ravens yet this year because we've seen them blow out the Bills and then just look absolutely terrible.
There's one team on this list I hate that they're not even good this year.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
God, the Bengals were number 9. I think you're just hoping that they could turn around from last year.
They're just
of the return of
not.
Joe Burrow, but
they're not good.
they're just not very good.
Their defense sucks, and offensively they're just sporadic. They're just like their offense has no like momentum ever. It's just like choppy and frustrated. It doesn't flow. They need a reboot. That's another window closing.
The Jets were on your original list.
They've been on and off. They're just.
Oh yeah, I feel like they're still hovering around.
Yeah,
Who have they beaten? They beat the Patriots, and have they had that signature quality win yet?
Week
this
1,
season?
they won, right?
No, they lost.
They lost to the Niners week 1.
Oh yeah,
Lost to the Niners. They beat the I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know either. But the Jets, no, and then what's happening now on offense? Are you a Robert Saleh guy?
Oh, they beat the Titans.
To be the Titans,
haven't beaten
who have
any
a
good
great
teams.
defense. Like they have a defense.
Legitimately a good defense. Will Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis.
Are you a Robert Saleh guy?
Yeah, you don't like Robert Saleh, huh? What do you have against Robert Saleh?
I don't like him either. I don't trust.
What about him?
I don't see him as a leader at all. I don't see
Yeah.
him commanding that locker room in the way that a guy like Dan Campbell does.
And then after the game, it got a little weird because they asked him while the fall starts,
Yep.
and he's like, "Oh, I told Aaron," or someone like he told Aaron to change the cadence, and then they asked Aaron, and Aaron said, "Well, maybe he should hold the guys who did jump start like accountable." So
And
it's
then
like,
he came back
Boy, I
today.
don't miss that.
Then he came back today saying more things along the lines of what Aaron said. So it looks like a situation of you're not the leader here.
yeah,
You're not
it's
the leader
a
at
little
all here.
push and pull between. I don't think the marriage is there between head coach and quarterback. That's what you need with Aaron Rodgers. You need a head coach who's willing who's willing to say, Aaron Rodgers, like, you have the offense is basically yours, because Aaron wants his offense
Yeah.
to run his way.
And see, I don't even look at him. Even past that, I don't even look at the Aaron thing. Just watching him speak, I wouldn't want to play for a guy like that. There's tons of other coaches I'd rather play for.
Yeah, I mean, the defense hasn't played that well this year, but he has proven himself to be a very good defensive coach.
Yeah.
And they have the personnel there. I think they're going to figure it out. It's just weird right now. But I think with the Aaron Rodgers thing, there's no other way for this to go, because Aaron Rodgers is who he is. Like, you bring anyone of Aaron Rodgers' status into your organization, that's how it has to be. You bring Tom Brady in, this is how the relationship is going to be as well. You have the defensive coach who's obviously just watching the defense, and you have Aaron Rodgers who obviously has the offense. Whether that was Tom Brady, if Drew Brees came back, like anyone of Aaron Rodgers' status, that's how it has to work. And so to me, that's not a mark against Saleh, because that's what you signed on for by bringing one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time to your organization.
My mark against Saleh is that I don't think he fits Aaron Rodgers. And with Aaron Rodgers, you've seen
How? Like, what do you mean?
You've seen it on the field. You've seen like it's like the tension almost between those two. It's not like, because Aaron Rodgers isn't going to say he's going to do underhanded kind of stuff. I just don't think the mayor, like him and LaFleur, you saw them work it out, and then they were on the same time. And then McCarthy, towards the end of McCarthy's stint, it just got rough, and you saw how that turned out. You need someone who just is willing to cater everything to Aaron Rodgers. And right now,
is that a winning?
Well, that's what you get with
Formula,
Rodgers. Like I said, that's what you get with Rodgers.
I think this is the only way you win with Rodgers.
Because that's what LaFleur did with him too. Like LaFleur said, you could do this and that, but you're doing it my way.
Yeah, it's Rodgers is tough. He's a tough quarterback to be head coach
I think this
for.
is the only way you win with Rodgers. You have to have someone who's just as alpha as he is, or going to rub back and push back on him because he's responsible
And
for the
that's
defense.
not Robert Saleh.
Well, he obviously runs his defense. Like, he obviously is one of the alpha males in that room. Or else it would just be Aaron Rodgers.
Which is why they brought him in the first place.
We've seen Aaron Rodgers railroad someone. That's not what's happening here. Like, it's definitely a back and forth, like two egos pushing at each other. Like, I just think this is the only way you have Rodgers.
Well, they better get it together soon, because they've got,
they got
4
a
of the
wild
next
schedule.
5: Minnesota, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Houston.
Minnesota,
Those could all be losses.
This is at Minnesota,
That's
Buffalo.
then home against Buffalo, at Pittsburgh,
That's going to be a very telling game, I think.
week 8 at New England, and then week
a
9
win.
home against Houston.
And they already beat New England once this year, so it's kind of hard to say that's an automatic win.
Yeah.
that's.
I think
We'll see a lot. We'll see. We'll
we are going
figure
to
out a
learn
lot.
about the Jets.
Yeah, I want to kind of predict it, but I guess we shouldn't.
You know what?
No.
Can't
we do that, please?
Let's do it real quick.
wait. Let's do one just like regular and one with Davante Adams.
Well, Davante wouldn't show up till what?
till week 6.
Who knows?
He requested a trade right now.
He could be gone
He could be
tomorrow.
in New York right now.
But like, you know, it's gonna be a deadline thing. You know, the Raiders are gonna try to get as much as possible.
I want that to happen.
I don't know.
bad.
The Raiders aren't that well run.
That's also true.
Yeah, shout out to Antonio Pierce for just
Let's
On Instagram right now.
let's
looking at
trade. let's trade the best player.
he's like in our video right now.
yeah.
Hey, do it real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So week 5. So they're 2-2 right now. Week 5 at Minnesota.
Yeah, they're a buzzsaw right now. I don't think they beat Minnesota.
So they're 2-3.
Week 6 home against Buffalo.
Who's home?
Jets are home.
Buffalo's they just got blown out
game.
by the Ravens, who I think a lot of us would have ranked the Jets above the Ravens a week ago. I think that's a close game, divisional matchup. And if you have followed Josh Allen closely at all last couple years, really, really struggles against the Jets. Like someone else on this list we'll mention later. But I think that's a toss-up. I'll give them a. Oh, it's at home too. I'll give them a win. I'll give the Jets a win in that one.
Okay.
Dude.
Week 7 at Pittsburgh.
That's a low scoring game.
That's just a tough.
That's a
tough football game.
people will get hurt.
Man, that's a toss-up. I'll give it to him again. I think Aaron Rodgers probably a little better manufacturing points than Fields and homeboy. I almost said Matt Canada.
Arthur Smith. Week 8 at New England. You have that as a win.
To win.
And then week 9 home versus Houston.
Another guy who struggles against the Jets defense is C.J. Stroud.
Wow, so
I don't know.
I'm at 6-3
Okay,
from this
listen.
point.
I'm trying to look at each game individually and like how the past has gone. It's a truth that those two great quarterbacks have really struggled against the Jets. Go check the numbers. And so those would be the most losable games, but it's like look at these games last year. They were close games, not because Zach Wilson balled out when they played each other, but they couldn't score on the defense. Like
C.J. Stroud last year, 10 for 23, 91 yards.
I'm telling you, they struggle against these defenses. We got to see if the defense is up to that snuff in the next couple weeks. But I think those games are closer than people think.
They're closer, but they're not. Yeah. We'll see a lot if they come out of this under 500. They just need Davante. They need one more. If they get Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers going, that's the best. That's people forget how good they were together.
Yeah. I didn't.
And then, God, talk about.
Yeah, that's without Davante Adams. If they had Davante Adams, then I'm even stronger in those points.
Talk about a wideout duo that's scary in the playoffs. Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson just running around.
You'd be surprised though. In the playoffs, I remember those Packer games.
What?
It's not as dynamite as you think it is.
Yeah, it's Rodgers just. But when he gets hot, he's hot.
He's an enigma.
The Jets are just hard to get a hold of right now. Like the grass, like are they good? They're obviously good, but like how good?
If they get Davante Adams, they're going to Super Bowl. I don't know where the weakness is. The defense is going to find it. There's too much talent there, and they have Garrett Wilson, Davante Adams, Allen Lazard, and Mike Williams, and then Breece Hall and Braden Allen in the backfield, and an offensive line that is not top 5 elite, but a good offensive line. That's I don't know who's better.
Oh, I don't know. The Jets. That's interesting. I don't know.
Why aren't the Jets on your list?
They lost 10-9 to the Broncos.
I just this is the same conversation.
What's funny is the Broncos are this year's Jets, or last year's Jets. This year's Broncos are last year's Jets.
Yeah,
really
dynamic,
really
defense,
good defense, and just the worst offense in the league. Just 60 yards.
Terrible.
60 yards.
You know what's crazy is
Zach Wilson numbers. Funny thing, Zach Wilson's now on the Broncos.
It's a Zach Wilson curse. I told Peyton to cut him weeks ago.
You know what I never put together about that trade? The pettiness element of it. Is
I'm sure Sean Payton.
Sean Payton obviously took all these shots at Hackett and Hackett's regime with the Broncos. And so then he go and trades for the guy who Hackett could not get to work.
Okay, you do it.
Yeah. And so Sean's like, well, let me get my hands on Zach Wilson. I'll see you. I never put that together.
Zach Wilson hasn't seen the field, thank God. But he might be better than Bo Nix fans.
Say it.
No, he might be better than a lot of quarterbacks. I wouldn't. I'm not.
Even with the clip we just put up with Angel making his Broncos take, I expect you to be so much stronger. But you're like, was it Ball Don't Lie? The Ball Don't Lie? It's like, Ball Don't Lie. Bo Nix The jury's still out on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not strong.
Because you know what sucks is that like Bronco fans get mad, but like I'm also a Bronco fan, and I hate that I don't see my quarterback as like a rook, as you're seeing obviously Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. Like he's not.
I love that you don't see him with
No.
orange-colored glasses.
No, as a fan, I want him to be good though. That's what I'm saying. Like I would love for him to be good, but I'm like I just don't. I've seen this before.
You're seeing other fan bases fall in love with their rookie.
Yeah, and like, it's just
you don't get to do.
We've been here before because we've seen like 5 quarterbacks come through Denver and not be good.
We got to wrap up the show, but I want to ask you one question. At what point do you want to see Zach Wilson?
Never. I don't even care if we lose every game. I don't want to see Zach Wilson.
Bo Nix over 60 yards.
I know. I don't know. Zach Wilson's pretty ass too. We forget. I don't know.
Yeah.
We do forget.
Zach Wilson is before Will Levis. There was Zach Wilson. Will Levis, by the way, did you see? Did you see? He had another picture.
He did?
We'll put it.
It was on the sideline. It was pretty rough.
It was when he was like hurt and he was trying to like prove how hurt he was.
So the coach came up to him.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The coach came up to him and was like, "Hey, are you feeling all right?" Then I mean,
he does the face
of the year.
God, he says every week like he's must see television.
Fun fact: Bo Nix less than a year younger than Zach Wilson, so virtually the same age.
I don't want to get into this argument. This is so pathetic. Like,
let's argue Bo Nix versus Zach Wilson.
What a terrible. Todd.
All right, man. If you're still watching, thanks for watching the show. Week number 5 on its way. We'll be back Friday with game picks and Friday's questions, Sunday's answers, and some betting stuff. Go check out benchshow.com. New article by Greg Fire. We'll see you Friday. Bye.
Peace. You doing a preview?